Chainlink price update. We're at $22. We're on the 4-hour chart. We're going to look at the short time frame first, look at the extra volatility, then we'll zoom out and see where the big picture still remains. So at this point, we are back to previous range highs and new range lows, right? So we've been in the bearish, right? We've tested this 600 EMA down here on the 4-hour chart, flipped it up here, and we're trying to hold right now. Horizontal support and resistance is always going to be the most impactful area you need to watch. Outside of that, we have a slight bullish pattern kind of shaping up here, but this is really a coin toss at this point. This is a broadening pattern. So after a move up, these tend to slightly break on from the winds to the direction they came. But since we're only on the 4-hour, relatively coin toss here. So I wouldn't put too much weight into that, but just an observation. More or less, we could look at our support resistance right here, and then we have like another zone right here, which was fleeting when we got up here. But look at this 4-hour candle right here. Look at all these high wave shadows, right? That's resistance, right? Where you can see sellers taking profits here, pushing price back down. We got a close to a textbook gravestone doji right there on the 4-hour chart. That was right at the close yesterday. When you get that, odds shoot way up of at least consolidation. So I think that's what we're doing on the bigger picture. Although you could see that, as of that close, we've now gone down a decent amount, or down 7% from that point. So we're trying to find our footing. We're under the 200. We're showing resistance. So anytime you're under the 200 EMA, you're on defense, right? We need to get back above that if we want to see some bigger moves and sustainable moves. That's why we're here. So in the big picture, we could lose this. It wouldn't be the best, but in the macro, right, we could be looking at our low here and maybe a higher low forming somewhere between now and the weekly close. Okay, so that's what we're kind of remaining relatively optimistic about on the bigger time frames. If we zoom out to the daily, let's see if we can see anything else. We're really chopping around the 21 EMA, which again, we're below there. We're below the 50. This is not a position of strength, but you can still see, previous range highs, new range lows. This level really needs to hold, or, the 100 EMA is probably coming back in to focus. That's just shy of $21 as of right now. So the blue line, and as we've said in pretty much most Chainlink videos that we've talked about, we can really come down here again to around the $20 area and still be a-okay. You have your 200-day down at $19 and rising. Give this another few weeks, we'll probably be around the $20 level. We know the $19 to $20 level is historically significant for Chainlink going back 5 years. So I wouldn't worry too much unless we're starting to get under, right? If we're closing multiple candles under $20, that could be problematic, but I don't foresee that. This is more or less still a bullish pattern. We're in a downtrend here on the daily, but we're trying to work out of it after back testing these. That's probably all we needed, if I had to guess, right? Just the retest of these $19 highs, our $19 lows back from late September. We're climbing back up again, but still in a downtrend, right? To break that, we have to establish a higher low, which hopefully we're working on now. And then we must close back above this candle, which closed at 23.37. If you see us close on a daily chart higher than 23.37, and assuming we don't break $20 again between now and then, that would signal an uptrend by definition. So we want to be aware of that. So 23.37 or higher on a daily perspective, and closing above $20 sometime between now and then. Our lows could be in as of yesterday, but that is a relatively bearish candle that we just closed yesterday, right? You have a higher high briefly made on a wick, and you can see this bar came all the way down and closed outside of it. A bearish engulfing candle for sure increases your odds of continued consolidation or downward side, but we are at support, and we're trying to hold that. As of right now, we're working on 4 out of 5 days of holding that after testing it, right? 1, 2, 3, really 5 out of 5. We're working on it as of right now. We need to see a crack of the 21 EMA, 2236 as of today, 2231. And then we could start to gain some perhaps traction. And even on this daily chart, you can start to see that kind of broadening pattern, right, that we looked at on the 4-hour. Check yourself on closing chart, right? You have 2 low closes, 2 high closes. Usually these are going to see 3 touch points before we have a decision, most oftentimes than not. But you can see we're making lower lows, but higher highs as well. So that's broadening mouth pattern. So we'll see if how that plays out in the days and weeks ahead. Everything else looks pretty still a-okay from what we've looked at over the weeks, right? We have our W pattern. We're just kind of still mimicking. We've said this could take weeks, as we did back in January, right? Late December, early January, we chopped around, right? Forming this little hook here, right? A mirror image of that could still take a couple more weeks, right? Look at all these candles, right? We're working just like that right now, but look at the mirror image, right? We're still mirroring that. We're still mirroring that, as they often do, right? This is why you want to be paying attention to these. And Chainlink in history has done many of these, and I mean, every damn time it's been beyond bullish. So our next high target is $30, which cycle highs. And after that, then we can expect the bigger moves. So between now and alt picking up, we don't want to say alt season, but how about alt week, alt weather, right? We can start to knock on that season. And then we want to see where Link is when alts start going crazy again. Could be any week. We want to watch others' dominance, right? That's altcoin dominance. We want that up closer to 10 before I think we'll see a sustainable alt season. Probably higher. So watch for that. As of right now, we're at $22. We're holding steady. This is a-okay, right? We're nothing to look at the macro. We're picture perfect still after wicking a couple weeks ago down to the 21 EMA, holding. We don't want to close under that. That's it. As of this week, 2015. No more closes under 20 for Link. The rest of the cycle to remain intact. We could wick under there and doesn't matter. I don't care. Weekly closes should not be going under there. And looking at the weekly perspective as a final thought here, right? We're still in bull flag territory. And the target on this takes us to above $40, actually, for that bull flag to play out. And we'd like to see a confirmation of that. If we get a weekly close above 24, again, without breaching the 21 EMA here, that would confirm our breakout. And good times would be just beyond that. We still have plenty of time left in Link, so hold patience. We're still bullish. We're not fighting. We're on offense on the macro. It's just the short time frame is a little cloudy, a little foggy, a little dangerous maybe on the short time frame. The macro, we know where we're going. All right, we're still okay. All right, that's that. Have a good rest of your day. Quote of the day: the soul that is within me, no man can degrade. Sure. Here's the soul within me, a red Ferrari. 48 GTB. This is the anniversary edition, so you can see the silver roof. This is rare. This caught my eye. I really like it. I don't think I've seen one before. So silver mirrors, silver roof, and we'll see what the badge here in a moment. Pretty special, but I mean, for 335, it better be. For 2018, this is up there. Looks still pretty great though. 48's pretty nice. There you go. 70 years. You get a silver roof. Congrats. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. 47 gold stars.